How do you memorize a speech? I'm Tina B., founder and chief communicator of Tina B. LLC, a public speaking and storytelling coaching company, and I protect audiences from boring speeches, and I want to welcome you to Tuesday Tips with Tina B. Now, normally I would say biggest advice I give people is a speech. By and large, if you are presenting, extemporaneous is the preferred means where you prepare the talk, you have your main ideas, you know how you're going to start, you know how you're going to end, and then you're conversational. However, if you have this goal, and you can put this in the chat, if you have this goal of getting on the TED stage, there is an expectation of memorize the content of your message. So I want to break that down just a little bit for you of some strategies if you have this goal to be a TED speaker. The first is you need to prepare your talk in a sequence that makes sense to you. So look at some of those sample TED Talks. What are the titles that they're using? How do they organize their talk? Are they doing it through a streamline of one long story, or do they have different topics that they pepper in stories and data to support it? So prepare content in a sequence that makes sense to you. It's on you to do that. Secondly, recommend that you read aloud your presentation from that preparation outline so that you can hear the cadence, hear the words, how it's streaming together. Does it make sense? Does it flow? And maybe even read it to a friend or a colleague that you value their opinion to sort of see what is working here, what is not. Does it make sense? In terms of the practice, once you have that content, you have that preparation outline, now it's really getting into the work, the rigor. And as you get older, it does get a little bit harder and maybe a little less easy. It's scary to memorize. In fact, when I did a TED Talk, I knew that when they said you're going to have to memorize this, it was a little daunting initially. But let that go and know that you can. In fact, if you practice it often and out loud, it will be powerful. It will feel good. You'll hear your voice. You'll get it top of mind and in that memory piece. So record yourself. There's a beautiful apparatus on phones that you can do not only audio recording, where you can listen to it as you're driving and commuting places, but then also audio recording through Zoom or other platforms that you can watch yourself, hear yourself. The more you say it out loud, the more you listen to the words, you will see, does it work? The other thing that I like to do is get in physical activity. So go for a walk outside and actually practice your speech. I had a client, Seth Watkins, who's a farmer, and I had him present his TED Talk to his cows when he was doing chores or riding in his tractor. So he's sort of doing the work, not only on the farm, but also the work of the practice. So there's really no substitute for practicing. It's actually saying it out loud. You can look at a speech, but that will not be as powerful as doing the practice. So it's prepping the talk, writing it out, practicing it out loud from that manuscript, and then doing every single day up until that talk some form of saying it out loud. And even practicing it in front of friends and family is also a good practice too. So when you move forward with each presentation, note that it is powerful and more effective if you take the time to put in the practice, because there is no substitute for practicing. And for more information, don't hesitate to check out tinabakehouse.com and Tuesday Tips with Tina B. This is an amazing thing that you can do, is the practice. So till next time, remember to be you and be true.